is Caden, and I am making another video for my discussion board for chapter 5 for psychology. And I have one question to answer for 2 videos, which is Albert Bandura's Bobo doll experiment demonstrated in how children imitate aggressive behavior observed in adults, considering factors such as cognitive development, social environment, and personal agency. How might Bandura's theory explain real-world aggression and what limitations might exist in applying his findings to modern digital media consumption? So overall, Bandura's theory still holds up. We do learn a lot from just watching and interacting in what's around us, but now with modern digital media, there's a mix of influences like violent games or shows that might nudge some people toward aggression, especially if they already struggle with anger or lack support. But for most people, it's more about how you interpret and the kind of environment you're in. And in the first video, the Bobo doll environment, Bandura had these kids watch adults beating up this inflatable clown doll. They were punching it, hitting it with hammers, saying mean stuff, and when the kids got their turn, they did the exact same thing. That experiment basically showed that kids can learn behavior just by watching someone else do it, and if no one had to tell them to be violent, they just copied what they saw. Bandura called this social learning theory, meaning we learn through observing, imitating, and noticing what happens after. If we fast forward to today, in the second video about violent video games and aggression, they talk about how games let you act out violence and not just watch it. You're shooting people, you're hitting people, killing people, destroying things. And the game rewards you with like points and achievements, or maybe even a cool cutscene. That's basically the same idea Bandura was talking about, like modeling, except now instead of just seeing someone do it, you're the one doing it visually. So your brain's learning through both observation and experience, but it's not black and white. Like, just because you play Call of Duty or GTA, it doesn't mean you're gonna walk out and start throwing hands in real life. But psychologically speaking, this fits well with college level theories, like what you would call constructive perception and social cognition, which basically means your brain builds patterns from what you see and do. So when you keep seeing violence being rewarded, it can shift how you interpret real life situations. Like maybe you get angrier faster, or think fighting solves problems. And Bandura would say that's observational learning in action. But modern psychology says we have something called personal agency, meaning we make choices. So while violent media can influence aggression, it doesn't control us. We're not robots. So overall, I believe Bandura's theory still holds up. We do learn a lot just from watching and interacting with what's around us. But now with modern digital media and their mix of influences, violent games or shows might nudge a little bit of people toward aggression, but I believe not exactly everyone, because, for example, I am one of the people who loves to play violent games but doesn't exactly enjoy violence in a real setting, especially if people already struggle with anger or lack support. Of course, they're going to be like more in tune toward it, but for most people, it's more about how you interpret it in the kind of environment you're in. That's my take for this video, and I thank you, and I'll see you the next time.